Hey folks, it's Wade the Shoe Dog here at Shoemakers Academy. So today we're going into the weeds. Hey, well, what I mean weeds is like if we're going to talk about footwear development, then let's get down to the nitty-gritty. When you're doing a development project and the first prototype is put in your hands, what are you going to do? You are going to evaluate the pattern. And if you've been at it like me for many years, then you have a really pretty good feeling for what it is. But hey, if you're a little bit new to this and you're really learning the depths of development technique, well, then we have a checklist for you. So, where are you going to find this material? If you come to the Shoemakers Academy website, you're going to find our new course, Footwear Development Processes and Procedures. This 15-point pattern evaluation checklist is one of the many tools that we make available. Check out the course. It's gone live. If you're an all access pass holder or a member already, then this course is now available in your feed. Log in. It is there. This course comes with the shoe material design guide and also comes with a bonus of our footwear specification course, because footwear specifications and development process pretty much go hand in hand. So that ebook and that bonus course are included with the course. Again, this course is 4.5 hours of deep dive on footwear development, but you're here to talk about pullover pattern evaluation. So let's skip on over to that. And okay, so first of all, the question is, if you're new to development, what is a pullover? Well, this is a pullover. A pullover is the first prototype of your shoe. Okay? And you'll notice it doesn't have an outsole on it, right? But it does have the last inside. And that is pretty important to evaluate, to start evaluating your pattern. Actually, I'm going to hand this off to myself. And here's a little video we took in the shoe factory, I don't know, a few months ago. Let's hear what I have to say. Okay, so we're here and we're looking at a pullover. And when you're examining your pullover, when you come to the factory, first you want to see that they have the last, right? We have the reference shoe, we have the last, and we have a pullover. I've already taken the pullover off the last because I wanted to look at the lining, but you're going to want to examine your pullover when it's still on the last. And the other items that you're going to want to have here are the factory specification. Here we've got the paper pattern. So these are all the parts of the shoe, right? We're going to check the bottom gauge here. And then also, of course, you're going to want to have your original design drawings. So you can check what the designer wanted against the pullover, against the spec sheet. How? Okay, thanks myself for that video. Okay, so this is a slide out of the course, and I'm gonna just forward to the next page. And what we have there is our developer, one of our junior developers. This is Layla. She's actually examining the same pattern that I was looking at. And she's also has this checklist. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just, if you go into the description, there's going to be a link to Shoemakers Academy where you can download this checklist. Okay, so first things first, when you're looking at that pullover, you want to check pattern accuracy, meaning did the pattern maker capture what the designer was really after, right? Now, you'll see on a pullover typical like this is that, some of the design aspects are just penciled in or printed because, we're just trying to get the feel for how this thing works. This one actually does have the prototype of the weld put onto it. That's nice. So we can see what's going on there. Okay. So last conformity is number 2, which is to ensure the pattern fits correctly over the selected last. Now, what does fit correctly mean? In this case, when you're examining the pullover, is it tight to the last? When you hold that pullover in your hand and you push, is there an air gap or does it actually fit straight? Is it nice and tight? Because if it's tight to the last, when the outsole is glued on and you take it off, then the shoe will have enough space. If the pullover is loose on the last, then the shoe is going to be too roomy. But also, if it's loose, the material won't be properly lasted. And it's important that that material is stretched just enough so that it takes the shape, right? Because if this is a typical athletic shoe or even a high fashion shoe, you've got toe counters and heel counters inside. Those materials have to be warmed to conform to the last. And it's that lasting pressure holding everything tight to the last that shapes those internal components. So pretty important. Toe shape, the look down, right? When you're looking down on a shoe, is that toe shape symmetrical to the last? Does it follow the drawings? Does it look correct? Vamp fit. So the vamp is this flat part, right? Where on top of your toes, right? Making sure that that is down tight to the last is pretty important. Because if it's too tight, then the upper will break during lasting operation. If it's too loose, then you're not getting the right shape. Quarter alignment. Ensure the medial and lateral quarters align properly. When you look down on this shoe right here, is it symmetrical, right? Do all the hardware points line up to each other? Are the ankle heights symmetrical to each other? Is the logo, if you have a logo on the inside, is it the right orientation? Heel counter position. So there's going to be, even on an athletic shoe like this that's relatively soft, the heel counter is going to be in there, and it's going to be a relatively rigid piece. So you want to make sure that it's not too high, not too low, right? Make sure that it's symmetrical to the inside and outside of the shoe, because if it's too long on one side, it can be awkward and the shoe might not fit correctly. So you want to just check that stuff. Collar height, of course, very, very important. The lateral and medial side are going to be slightly different from each other. And, if you're the sample size, bless you, take the last out, put it on, and make sure that it fits. Some of that ankle bone, contact situation, you might not be able to really detect until you grade the whole pattern out. But if you've got the sample size in front of you, it's important to check that one. Throat opening. Okay. Now, this shoe in particular, because it's a tongueless design, it's important to have the right materials and the right size opening, because to get the shoe on, you have to grab the heel loop and the tongue loop and stretch the shoe to get your foot into it. So having the opening the right length is critical. And if you're a more conventional design with a tongue, same situation. You want to evaluate that stuff. Eye stay placement. Review the position of the eyelets and lace panels for function and appearance. Right. On the last, this looks good, right? And a last, typically, if the throat looks a little wider on the last, that's probably okay, because when you put your foot into it and lace it up, it might get a little closer. So you just want to check that. It's pretty important, if you see on the last that the top positions are closer than the middle or the bottom positions, you likely got a problem. So, and again, a lot of this does have to do with the collar cushioning and how much space the tongue cushions takes up, but you really do want to look at that stuff. Seam placement. Ensure seams are correctly located as to not cause discomfort or construction problems. If there's a shoe with a lot of paneling and overlaps, you want to check those things to make sure that you're not putting a bunch of panel breaks right on a flex point. And then also you're gonna remove the last from the shoe, and you're gonna feel inside with your hand just to see if you can feel if there's anything that's causing a problem. So hey folks, that right there is 10 out of the 15. If you want the other 5, you're gonna have to come over to Shoemakers Academy and visit the website, check out the course. It's on sale now. You can download it and have it on your desktop in several minutes. Again, if you're a designer or a product line manager and you want to sort of wrap your mind around development procedures, if you're a junior developer and you want to build your skills and learn the techniques and challenges and scheduling that will make you a development manager, then this is a fantastic place to start. Hey folks, it's Wade the Shoe Dog. I appreciate your time, and I hope you found this valuable. You could like and subscribe. That'd be nice too. And again, come on over, check out the course, and let's make sure that we get our shoes developed right, on schedule, on time, and on budget. Thanks, bye.